We're talking about fuel. We're talking about filling up with the right things. I want to hit on a couple things here today on what we have to fill up with if we are going to thrive for the kingdom of God. Because I believe I'm talking to a bunch of winners in here today. I believe I'm talking to a generation who wants to passionately serve God. I believe I'm talking to a generation in here who's no longer willing to make excuses, no longer willing to blame shift, but they're willing to step up into their destiny. They're willing to get ready, get set, so they can go fulfill the destiny God has called them to be, so they can go and be the movement. Somebody say, be the movement. Be the movement. Be the movement. In order to be the movement, you got to be filled with the right things. Somebody say, you got to fill up. Come on, hit your neighbor and say, we're going to pull up. We're going to pull up to the gas station, and we're going to fill up on some things today. Are you ready? Are you ready? Now, I know we're in Jersey and we don't pump our gas. I know that. I'm sorry, New York, you got to pump your gas. But today, you're going to pump your gas. I said today, you're going to fill up on some things. Because if you're going to be the movement, it's not going to happen by you just saying, God, I'm going to go. You got to get ready. You got to get set so you can then go. You got to fill up with some things. Let's talk about some things. Let's look at the first thing. Someone say passion. Passion is any powerful or compelling emotion or feeling of love towards another. I'm reminded of passion in this story found in 1 Samuel chapter 17 of a young boy named David. Somebody say David. He was a teenager. You remember him, right? He was 17 years old, and the Bible records that his brothers were all in battle, and his father sent him out to bring them ham and cheese sandwiches and Capri Suns. Work with me a little bit today. Sent him out to bring them lunch. Here was David just being faithful to the last thing his daddy told him to do. Take care of the sheep. Faithfulness is simply defined as doing the last thing God told you to do. Are you still doing it? Are you still doing it? Here we find David. His brothers were at war. They had been skilled and trained, and they had went through the military army of those days. And here was little David just taking care of the sheep and cleaning up after the messes. Because how many know sheep? They poop. They make messes. But David was given an assignment. His assignment was simple. Take the lunch to your brothers. Feed them. But something happened when David got to the battle line. And he's seen the Philistine army. And he's seen the children of Israel. And his brothers were munching on their ham and cheese. And one was complaining because there wasn't mayonnaise on it. He got a little upset with David. But David heard something in the distance that stirred a passion within him. Here is David. He really was unqualified. He really was unskilled. He really wasn't supposed to be on the front lines. Here's David, a teenager. But when he heard this 9-foot Goliath defying his God, his inward passion caused him to have outward action. I said his inward passion stirred within him because David was passionate about his God. Somebody say passion. Passion. You see, if the devil could get us in any spot, he would love to get us to be passionateless. He would love us to have no passion for our God, no passion for our King, no passion for Jesus Christ. If he could get us in that spot where we're stagnant and we're just living this mundane, compromising Christianity life, he would love to stick us in that spot. But David said, there's something that I got to do here. My responsibility was to bring you lunch, but I'm not letting anybody defy my God. A generation will stand up in these last days who will say, no. That's my God you're talking about. That's my God. For 40 days and 40 nights, Goliath came out and screamed and defied their God, and they ran in terror. And then little David comes to the front lines, and he hears this 9-foot Goliath talking trash about his God, and this inward passion that he had developed taking care of the sheep. You remember he was all alone with the sheep, but David began to sing psalms unto the Lord, and he began to pen the book of Psalms when he was taking care of the sheep, and he had this relationship with God. So therefore, when a giant came into his life and was talking trash, he said, no, not on my watch will you mock my God. No, there's an inward passion within me that is causing me to have an outward action. When's the last time we had an inward passion that caused an outward action? Are you filled with passion today?